Hey, I'm Dave Watkins, Watkins Films. The Halloween season is still upon us, and today we're going to talk about a horror movie about witchcraft. And this film was directed by Dario Argento. Dario Argento is an Italian filmmaker who is known for being one of the pioneer directors behind the giallo genre, including the bird with the crystal plumage. Now, the film we're going to talk about today does have a peacock with a crystal plumage, one of the plumages are used as a weapon of defense in the film. So what are we going to be talking about? And this is Dario Argento's Suspiria, 1977 supernatural horror film that does lean a little bit toward the giallo genre, but it is a lot more. Most of the time the giallos don't have a supernatural twist to it, but this one certainly does, which it involves witchcraft. This is put out by Synapse Films. I haven't gotten a lot of Synapse films. The only other one I have in my collection at this point is this Demons and Demons 2 collection, which is fairly impressive. And really, even this is a very well done 4K release of Suspiria. The first time I saw Suspiria, it's been a long time. I probably saw it first on DVD. And the first time I watched it, I had not watched many giallo films before that, and the way it starts out with a brutal murder of one of the students, it kind of took me off guard to the extent where I was like, wow, this is a fairly gruesome film, but it doesn't really follow, like, it has more gruesomeness to the film, but it's not like, it just kind of sets it up as a really gruesome beginning, but then it's kind of like a little slow for the next part of the film. The film stars Jessica Harper as the protagonist. She's an American student who comes to Germany. She's a ballet student, and this is a ballet school. She comes there, and when she first arrives, it's raining. She gets there, and another student runs out the door screaming, like says some weird stuff that she doesn't quite understand at that time. And later on, it makes more sense to her. But the student runs away, and she can't get in the school. They tell her to leave. They don't know who she is at the time, and then it follows the student who runs away, and she goes back to one of her friends' dormitories where they are both killed. There's a scene that the one student who ran away, she's looking out the window, and then suddenly the window busts open, and then her face is smashed against the window. But it doesn't end there. He chases her and eventually stabs her and hangs her, and it's a very gruesome beginning. And really, the film, it doesn't necessarily follow suit with that. It kind of lets you off the hook for a while, but then there are some other gruesome horror type of scenes later on. Now, the next day, Jessica Harper's character Susie comes to the school, and at that point, they do let her in. Now, Jessica Harper, I really like her look here. She's an American actress, and she's kind of comes into this situation where most of the other characters are Italian actors. But it's intentional because she's kind of the fish out of water character that comes into this new environment. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on at the school. At one point, there's a bunch of maggots coming from the ceiling, and then they have to evacuate the main part of the dorms until they can get the maggots out of the attic. For some reason, there's maggots up there. But it really, when it comes down to it, all the weird stuff's going on because there's some witchcraft stuff going on in the school. But let's take a look at this release real quick. So this is a 4K release of the film, and here's what it looks like. This is a slipcover, and it's got the girl who gets killed at the beginning, like hanging, and then this is more of a, it's kind of an interesting, got some ballet dancing because it takes place at a ballet school with some blood. So it's very simple little drawing there. And then here's the 4K disc and a booklet. And there's a Blu-ray disc. No, I'm sorry, that's just a special feature. So it just has a 4K version of the film, not on Blu-ray. Here's a reversible slipcover that has the new artwork as well. And this isn't really a booklet per se, but it's got it shows you Synapse Films' catalog of different films. Like I said before, I haven't really gotten a lot of their films. It looks like they do have Dario Argento's Tenebra and Phenomena, but I do have Phenomena in an Arrow release. I didn't get the Synapse one because I was more familiar with Arrow at the time. Also, when Susie gets into the school, we meet some of the teachers, very bizarre teachers. One of them, the kind of deputy headmistress, second in charge, is played by Joan Bennett. Joan Bennett was in the series Dark Shadows. I got them back here, but she was top billed in Dark Shadows, even though she wasn't the main character. But she was the head of the household at the time when they made Dark Shadows, when they first started making it, before they brought on the vampire character Barnabas Collins. She was the most well-known actress on the show. But she plays and this was her last movie. She retired from acting in films after this. I think she lived for another 10 years, but this was her last film that she made. Now the film itself, it is a lot more slow moving than I remembered it. It is striking. The colors in the film are striking. Some of the walls in some of the locations are velvet red or velvet blue, and they often use very strong colors of red or blue in some scenes to light it. So the use of lighting in this film is very bold, and there are other scenes that are more naturally lit. So it's not like all crazy lighting, but it does have a very specific type of lighting going on that's very unique to the film, and it stands out a lot. But like the film, I didn't remember it being so slow moving. It's almost like you're watching like a dream or a nightmare unfolding. Eventually, the American ballet student Susie they begin to drug her for her unknown reasons until later on. But there's so much weird stuff going on at the school, and some students are dying. You think there would be a little bit of some red flag stuff going on. This probably wouldn't fly in the internet age at this point, with all the information being immediately accessible. But these type of situations are unique to this particular time frame. Maybe they haven't been going on all along. There's a mysterious main mistress of the school who is the headmistress of the school that you don't really see. She's not supposed to be there. At one point, they hear her, and one of the other students is like, "Oh, I heard her last night because of her labored breathing." But later on, it's more revealed about what's going on with that character. So Suspiria means, looking it up online, I found a couple of definitions. One is to breathe under one's breath, and another one is mother of breath, which is probably what Suspiria, from Dario Argento's point of view, means. To breathe under one's breath, or mother of breath. Now the headmistress of the school breathes very deeply, and she has ulterior motives to the students, specifically the new American student. But so it probably has that probably leans towards that character specifically. There is a trilogy of films Dario Argento made called the Mother of Tears trilogy. This is the first in the trilogy. I haven't seen the other two, but I'm assuming they probably have to deal with witches as well. The other two are Inferno and Mother of Tears. I don't want to spoil the whole movie, but I will say there's some witch stuff going on here. Anyway, so let me go and wrap this up for now. I'm going to rate this film, the film itself, I'm going to rate it a 4. Before watching this, I was thinking it would be a 5 because from my memory from watching it a long time ago, but I still think it's a terrific film. It is a little slower moving than I remembered, but it is effective, and it does have a kind of entrancing quality to it. I'm going to give Synapse Film, this transfer of this film is terrific. It looks great before, but just the way that they pulled they did the 4K transfer, and you can tell they did a restoration of the film. Everything looks just so friggin' amazing in here. I'm going to give the transfer a 5. I'm going to give the packaging a 4, though I do like this cover, but I'm just going to go with a 4 from now. I'm not completely enthralled by it. Anyway, if you haven't done so already, if you'd like this video and subscribe, thanks for watching.